Let's talk about vendor management on Settle. So when you log into your account, you'll notice the vendors page on your left panel. And if you navigate there, you'll see a list of all of the vendors that you've ever added to your Settle account and or paid through Settle. We can see some high-level information about each vendor on this page, including their name, the business type, whether or not they're 1099 eligible, whether or not they have a W-9 uploaded. We can also add a W-9 tax form here, as well as a vendor credit, or we can add an entirely new vendor to this page. If you want to add a new vendor, we just need the business name for that vendor, as well as their country of operation and their business type. We also highly encourage you to give us their vendor email address. This allows us to send them an email asking them to verify their business information and banking information. And that just removes the possibility of there being any mistakes, typos, miscommunications when it comes to that really sensitive information. And trust us, we've seen this countless times. You don't want to find out that the information is incorrect when you have that really urgent payment that needs to go through. So we really recommend that vendors verify their information on their own. The added benefit of them verifying their account is that they'll have access to see all of the payment statuses. You'll both be on the same page, and you won't have to do as much back and forth with them via email. We'll handle all of the email notifications and updates about payment statuses, delays, and all of that. That being said, if you or the vendor don't want to verify for whatever reason, you can add that information manually here. But we just don't recommend that as a first option. You'll also see vendor credits associated with the vendor here, as well as their W-9 tax form. So in order to add a vendor credit, all you have to do is select the file associated with that credit memo. Once it uploads, we can verify all of the details and assign it to a vendor. So in this case, we see that it's Brandon Spagels. So I'm going to select Brandon Spagels as our vendor. We'll double check the credit memo number as well as the date. So we'll do this as our date. And in this case, our refund is actually $500. So you might want to have a vendor credit memo in the instance of a refund or a discount for whatever reason. We just make it easier for you to keep track of that. So we can assign that to a previous invoice that was associated, or we can choose to leave that blank. And now we've added that credit memo, and we can go to Brandon's Bagels now and see that the credit was applied. So I actually applied the same credit twice, but you can see both here, and we can see that the status is unapplied. Now, the next time that I go to make a payment to Brandon's Bagels, I'll see a drop down that asks if I want to use my vendor credits, and if so, which ones, and this status will change to applied, and we remove that as an option from the next time you pay Brandon's Bagels. So makes the process a lot easier and ensures that you won't forget about any of your vendor credits, which is very important. Now, if you've sent invitations to vendors or you notice that you never did for some reason, in this case, these gray dotted circles have never received an invitation, you can do that from this menu. And you can also re-invite someone if they lost the invitation or can't find it. And you can see who's already been verified as well. So that is vendor management with Settle in a nutshell.